Now, there are many Americans throughout the country that can receive a small extra check from the IRS. And lawmakers in Congress have also now confirmed that another stimulus check could be happening next year. Folks, don't forget this Friday, I'll be announcing one winner of a free $300 Amazon gift card. And if you would like to enter to win, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. Here's the breaking news with the fourth stimulus check, everybody.
We're taking on the entire ruling class of this country. Right now, the drug companies, the health insurance companies, the fossil fuel industry are spending hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to prevent us from doing what the American people want. To demand tax fairness for working families and to make certain that the wealthiest people in this country begin to start paying their fair share of taxes. Unfortunately, in 2017, the Trump tax plan, which was supported by every Republican, moved us in exactly the wrong direction. The vast majority of the tax breaks in that proposal went to the wealthiest people in our country and the largest corporations, the people who needed it the least, and it resulted in a $2 trillion increase in our national debt. One of the many negative aspects of the Trump tax plan was to limit deductions on state and local taxes to $10,000. That resulted in millions of middle-class and working-class families being forced to pay more in their federal taxation. That was a regressive and unfair proposal, and this Congress must rectify it. As some of you may know, a proposal has been recently circulating which would completely eliminate the SALT cap. While the $10,000 cap, in my view, is much too low, eliminating the cap entirely would result in a massive tax break for the wealthiest families in this country. The multimillionaires and billionaires who own mansions in exclusive neighborhoods and who can afford to make extremely expensive purchases do not need a tax break. According to the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, a 5-year complete repeal, which is what some are talking about, would cost roughly $475 billion, with $400 billion of that tax cut going to the top 5%. 475 in total, with 400 of that billion of that tax break going to the top 5%. According to this nonpartisan organization, if this proposal were to go into effect, that's the complete repeal, the top 5% would receive a net tax cut of $30 billion a year, even after including all of the other provisions to increase taxes on the wealthy that are currently in the Build Back Better Act. At a time when Democrats are correctly demanding that the wealthy finally start paying their fair share of taxes, it would be absurd and hypocritical to provide the richest people in this country with a massive tax breaks. And that's not just me or Bob Menendez. That is people like Larry Summers. That is people like Jason Furman, President Obama's former chairman of the Council of the House Democratic Caucus, support the bill. And by the way, the President of the United States supports the bill. And while we're at it, let me tell you who is vigorously opposed to this legislation. And I think it's important that the American people understand that, because this is the corruption of American politics. The pharmaceutical industry is currently spending hundreds of millions of dollars on lobbying, on campaign contributions, on advertising to oppose this bill, because they do not want to have us lower.
A report from the Social Security and Medicare trustees said that benefits will have to be cut by 2034, and that is a year earlier than previously projected. If Congress doesn't address the program's long-term funding shortfall, then the benefits will be cut. If Congress does nothing, the combined trust funds for Social Security will only be able to pay 78% of promised benefits to retirees and disabled beneficiaries. Now folks, some news reports put the percentage closer to 75%. But just because benefits might have to be reduced early does not mean Social Security trust funds are running out. According to some economists, some people say this is unlikely to happen. Some economists say that if the funds available to Social Security by the middle of the next decade are the current wages tax being paid in, then the Social Security Administration will be able to pay around 3/4 of promised benefits. A new bill proposed by Democratic Representative John Larson would bring sweeping changes to Social Security benefits, including hiking the annual cost of living adjustment to better reflect costs incurred by seniors. The bill, called Social Security 2100, is slated to be introduced this week, and according to a 401k specialist, if it passes, it would provide an increase for all beneficiaries that is equivalent to about 2% of the average benefit. It would also tweak the annual COLA by adopting a Consumer Price Index elderly formula, which is designed to take into account healthcare expenses, which seniors spend a great portion of the time of their income on any of the groups. Now, a higher COLA is especially important now with inflation running so high. As economists previously reported, the COLA for 2021 was only about 1.3%, which means the next year's adjustment will rise by more than 4%. Some senior groups want an even higher COLA for 2022 of 6% to 6.1%. They argued it will be needed to fully cover the needs of seniors. And for retirees, everybody, the average benefit seen was around $1,534, while beneficiaries with a disability saw an average of $1,280 in June 2021. So for retirees, the average benefit was around $1,534, while beneficiaries with a disability saw an average of $1,280 in June 2021. In dollars, a 6.1% increase would correspond to a bump in payments worth around $93 and $78 respectively. The maximum Social Security benefits paid out in 2021 was around $4,000, $3,895 to be exact. For those receiving this heftier check, the increase would be $237. So, most households received a third round of stimulus check payments automatically based on the 2020 tax returns. The IRS issued about 163.5 million payments worth around $390 billion as of June 3rd. Now, there are many Americans that are still waiting for their third stimulus check. If the IRS Get My Payment tool gives you a date that your check was issued and you still haven't received it, or if you received the information from the IRS stating that your payment was sent, you may need to initiate a payment trace with the IRS. If you haven't filed a tax return in recent years, you may want to use the IRS non-filer sign-up tool that was recently created by the federal agency. This tool can be used for a number of reasons, like if you didn't file a 2019 tax return or 2020 return. So folks, thank you again for watching. I truly appreciate everybody's amazing support. If you have any more questions about the fourth stimulus check, leave them in the comments below.
Hello, everyone. Well, you all saw the latest NBC poll Sunday. 71% of Americans believe the country's headed in the wrong direction.